Hi and welcome to my channel, Master Watt here, and we're going to be talking about Squadrons and how it compares to the old flight sims, do a gameplay reveal, watch the trailer together, and hopefully you'll be excited as I am. Let me lower down that music just a little bit. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and watch the reveal together. I'll actually pause it while we're doing the reveal, but guys, I'm super excited. I hope you guys are. And let's do this. So let's switch over. Boom. All right. For those of you who are going to be watching this after, I'm starting at 29 minutes 40 seconds in the EA Play Live video, and it goes on for about 15 minutes or so. But this is what it is. So guys, this is awesome and it's really cool.
I promise you, we are going to get a first look at some brand new gameplay in just a moment. But first, for anyone who doesn't fully grasp why I'm so excited, earlier this week, EA and Lucasfilm dropped a trailer that literally gave me all the feels, chills, joy, excitement, and then more chills on top of that. Take a look.
Look, it's Wedge! Wedge!
Seize that moment.
When the perfect shot
Doesn't this look awesome?
makes history.
5 pilots.
1 squadron.
The galaxy's finest.
So that was the reveal on Monday. And now we're going to get into the actual gameplay
The
here in a
8-year-old for all
second.
of us is celebrating and excited. The 37-year-old man on this couch is excited. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second year in a row, I have the honor and privilege of helping introduce a new Star Wars title. And here, to put the hype in hyperdrive, is none other than Motive's creative director, Ian Frazier. Hello, Ian!
Hey Greg, how you doing?
Social
I'm great. How
distancing,
are you?
guys.
Doing good. Happy to actually get to show this to people.
I bet. Now, in my copious notes I have on you, I'm told you are quite the Star Wars fan and have been a long time. How long have you liked Star Wars?
I've been a Star Wars fan for pretty much my whole life. I don't even remember the first time I saw the movies. And as a kid, there was a lot of different parts of Star Wars I loved. One of them was being a pilot, that idea of climbing into an X-Wing or a TIE fighter. So, I played all the flight games in the 90s, and I got pretty obsessive about them. I'd pause, meticulously draw the insides of the cockpits and stuff. And actually, I dug up
Now
some
watch
of those
this.
drawings
On the
when my
next drawing
parents
here,
had
let me
over the
pause it.
holidays.
Okay, so we have this drawing here. Let me pull up the actual drawing he's coming off of for X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Let me switch that around. Okay, so that's an A-Wing. Here's the X-Wing, okay? So here you see, get the targeting computer, the shields, the cannons, the crossbars, all the instruments. And now we'll go back to his drawing. Pretty darn close, huh? Great for a kid. But that's one of the things that really excites me about this guy and about Motive putting this together is, one, there's no microtransactions, but two, these guys are obsessed, not obsessed maybe, but enthusiasts of the older games, right? And you'll see in a second he's going to talk about how they wanted to stay true to the spirit of the flight sims and the Star Wars games, in the 90s and those kind of things. And that has me really excited because they're going to put a modern spin on X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter, Alliance, Rogue Squadron, all these awesome games that we grew up loving. And now we get to play in a modern version. So this is really awesome and really cool to be able to see. So we're going to keep going with this.
We're showing them right now to the world. This strikes me as above and beyond the normal level of Star Wars fandom.
I think at Motive you'll find that quite a few people have that level of Star Wars fandom. When we started this project, I talked to a lot of people as they joined the team, and a lot of them had similar kinds of stories of things they'd done as kids. One of them even built a functional cockpit in his garage.
Wow, that's
pretty
fandom
cool.
on another level. How do you guys go from being a fan, drawing what you see in the game, or building a cockpit in your garage, to actually making this game?
Well, I think that fandom, just love of Star Wars, has provided a really good foundation for us. But on top of that, of course, the team at Motive got a lot of experience working with Star Wars when they worked on Battlefront 2.
So they already have experience. That's good.
There was a really small group of us that were really into particularly the pilot experience within Star Wars. And we wanted to make something new, something that really went all in on that part of the fantasy. And so we did kind of a grassroots initiative, or started a little passion project, and that ramped up into eventually what is the game we're going to show you today.
You talk about, your passion for this, your nostalgia for Star Wars flight games of the past. How do you honor that but make something brand new?
It's been interesting. We're trying to kind of pull from that spiritual heritage of many different games in that time period.
Spiritual heritage.
At the same time, we want to do something that feels fresh and new for fans today. And so what we've tried to look at is sort of the spiritual core of what I think are the best of the Star Wars flight games of the past. And what they did that I love is that they made that part of the universe real. The level of depth and detail that they show in the ships, the way that you control them, is something that I remember fondly from my childhood, and is something that we're trying to do very much with Squadrons. In real life, being a pilot is hard. It takes skill, and that's something that you'll see throughout the game. As you start off playing, it's pretty straightforward, fly around, shoot your lasers. But as you get deeper into it, you start learning how to divert energy from your lasers to your
that has to be so cool in
how to shift
VR.
your shields from the front to the back to cover your butt in a dogfight. Or at the higher levels of skill, you can do really crazy stuff. Like you can boost your engines, fly ahead, cut them off, whip around 180 and shoot a missile off your own tail while drifting backwards. Like real ace pilot stuff. And that's really
so
what
cool that they're able to do that.
I want to do that. I want to learn how
Most
to
of the
do
flight
that.
games I've been playing,
I
you
understand
have to
the
be able
nuts
to pull
and
up, you have
bolts
to
of
do
how to play
loops
it. Is there
and
a single
things,
player
but if you can
story?
actually
Is there a
flip
multiplayer mode?
180,
What are we getting into?
that's really
It's
cool.
actually some of both. So the game starts with a brand new single-player story, takes place a little bit after Return of the Jedi, and it has kind of a unique dual perspective approach to it. So when the game starts, you're going to create two pilots. You create a new Republic.
So I want to go on a little bit of what he was talking about. A little bit of, the old gameplay and the new gameplay, right? So we have here an A-Wing from X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, produced in 1996, 97, good 23 years ago, right? So you see that it's, it's obviously older, but you can be able to see that in the middle, there's the engine level, which is the blue indicator, but in the game, you'll see, let me go to their A-Wing here, I think. There we go. Here's their A-Wing, okay? So you see the blue graphic for their engine, so now it's more like a normal speedometer, right? But then you still see those bars in the middle for the lasers and the shields, right? So you're still going to be redirecting your energy from your lasers to your shields to get more speed on your engine. Or, you might have to, you're going to go in, so you're going in for a strafing run. All right, now I got to ramp up my shields and got to boost that up, so be able to, as you start taking turbo laser hits or other hits, missiles, whatnot, your shields can not only hold, but they will be able to start increasing after that hit, which is really cool. And it really looks like they're taking parts of those things. And he talked about flipping your shields forward and backwards, right? In dogfights, you're going to want to throw your shields all the way forward because you're not going to be attacked from behind, right? But then as soon as you do that initial pass, you'll want to flip your shields so you're covered. And so, if one of his wingmates comes in and starts firing from the side, or somehow he does that 180 flip to fire that missile, your your hull isn't exposed and you don't have any shields to protect you. So it's really, I don't want to say convoluted, but it's going to be finesse, and it's going to be so much fun to be able to see that you can be able to put all this skill in and this dexterity and this reaction time, and I think it's just going to be awesome. But yeah, you can see, and it's easier to see here, right? You see the green bars over the A-Wing, the green yellow bars, right? So if it was putting your shields fully forward, the front two would be totally green and the back would be somewhat weaker, and so on and so forth, right? So, and it just, I'm so excited, right? Because I grew up doing a lot of that kind of stuff, in X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, X-Wing Alliance, those kind of games. And now they're bringing that to life. and I am just so excited. And look at the difference between the X-wing, the TIE fighters, right? So there's our X-wing versus TIE fighter cockpit, right? You can see that. You can see the targeting computer, the hexagonal cockpit view, and it's just amazing, right? And then you get that same thing, but it's a little bit more open, so it's not as obtrusive, but you have a lot more indicators, and you actually have a whole percentage. You can be able to see all these different things. So that is really, really cool to be able to look at and see, like, hey, they're reintroducing these things from olden times. Well, not olden times, but like, you know, from when I was a kid into a modern version of it, and which is just amazing, right? So, and we'll get to this one in a second, but let's get back to the video.
Public pilot and an Imperial pilot, and you're going to alternate between their perspectives mission to mission over the course of the story. You're going to meet a diverse cast of characters along the way, and also a few familiar faces. Now, when you're done with that story and you've played maybe a bit in the practice range, you say, hey, I want to try multiplayer. We want to make it really easy for you to hop online with your friends and play competitive space battles at that point. And so we've done a lot to try to reduce the barriers, to make it as easy as possible for you to play with your friends. And so I'm happy to say we fully support crossplay. You could be on PS4, Xbox
Finally,
One,
someone's
PC,
doing crossplay. I know that other games have started doing it, but finally we have like a major Star Wars game that does crossplay.
From beginning to end. It's pretty cool. But regardless of how you're playing, which platform, they can all play together. Just hook up with your friend, connect, have an awesome space battle.
You just Death Starred my mind, man. Like, that's awesome. That is, the big question, when can people actually play it?
Not too long, actually. Star Wars Squadrons is coming out on October 2nd.
Okay.
3.5 months away.
I was worried about you. I thought you were going to
Get a vacation day, take the day off. Be sick from school.
The next big ask I
that
have
Friday is going to
on
be
behalf
awesome.
of everybody watching, I'm sure, who came here for one specific reason. Can we see some new gameplay of it? Can we see any gameplay?
Absolutely. I kind of figured you might want to. On behalf of everyone at Motive and the team at Lucasfilm, I am very happy to show you the world's first look at gameplay of Star Wars Squadrons. Enjoy.
We go, here's some cutscenes. Oh, look at that cockpit. Look how sleek it was.
The second Death Star is gone, but the Imperial fleet is still a threat. Vanguard Squadron.
That Star Destroyer. The size difference is amazing.
This is it, Titan Squadron. Everything we've done has led to this.
Okay, so you have TIE Reaper, TIE Fighter, TIE Interceptors.
This is Star Wars Squadrons. Earn your wings in a single-player story spanning 2 factions.
All stations, fire on that ship!
And master multiplayer battles as a squadron of 5. With the option to play the entire game in VR. This is the definitive Star Wars pilot experience.
Come on, come on!
You'll begin your career
So
in
cool.
a single-player story.
Welcome to Titan Squadron.
Where you'll play as 2 combat pilots, flying for both the Empire and the New Republic. You'll experience this
It'd be really
world
cool
through
if you
your
can open and
cockpit.
close your S
The
foils.
instrumentation in front of you provides critical feedback about power management, targeting, and shield.
Pause right there. See, this is what I was talking about, right? So you have your components right here. So this is probably going to be, you know, and this wasn't in the older games, but the things you earn, right? Hull reinforcements, better lasers, different kinds of missiles, other things like that. You have your laser charge, you have your sensors, so you can see all around you. It'll be interesting because in the older games you had a front sensor and a rear sensor. So I wonder how that sensor is going to work. You have your speed, you have your power management, so you can see like the TIE Fighter doesn't have any shields, it just has lasers and an engine, right? So it's really easy to balance, and so it's really quick. So that'll be interesting to see, but also interesting to see the balance in competitive play, because Rebel, or I guess the New Republic ships, they have shields. Not a lot of Empire ships have shields. So I'm going to be interested to see how that balances and what that's going to be like.
With a squadron of diverse characters at your side, prove your skills on increasingly challenging
Here goes
missions.
TIE Interceptor.
Hello, Vanguard. Welcome
Yeah.
Dairy dockyard.
One of my spies has linked the attacks with the New Republic Starhawk project.
The story of the two pilots you play
Stick together.
will shape the balance of power in the galaxy.
Get ready.
Let him have it.
There you go. You saw his lasers were fully
To take
up
the
and his
fight
shields were
online,
down.
You'll need flight time with all 8 ships. Fighters are the most flexible and versatile, able to handle any situation. Interceptors
spin, huh?
are fast and highly maneuverable,
Let's get him.
ideal for hunting down your opponent's starfighters.
That was kind of fun.
Support ships can keep allies safe and stocked up. As well
That'll
as
be really interesting because that's one of the
disrupting
things in the older games, like you run out of missiles and you're done.
bombers
right?
are the heavy hitters,
So that'll be cool.
able to
And that'll
deal
probably be really good
devastating
for
damage to enemy flagships and
the flagship
starfighters.
mode.
If you've got a preferred component and need something customized, I'll take care of it.
Unlock everything you need to customize your pilot and starfighters simply by playing the game.
I think that looks.
Cosmetics.
Let's go back. Just a little bit.
But if you've got a preferred component and need something customized, I'll take care of it.
Unlock everything you need to customize
Colors
your
are cool.
pilot and starfighters.
Okay, I think that female model of that pilot looks extremely like Emma Watson. That's just me, but I just think that's really cool. And it was really cool if you paid attention that it says all the cosmetics are unlocked through achievements or unlocked through in-game stuff. So you don't have to pay for it. There's not going to be microtransactions. There's not going to be things to buy. All the things you can get in-game, which is amazing and so cool.
Simply by playing the game. From cosmetics to an arsenal of over 50
That'll be interesting
components
having
that
little
alter how your
dinglies
ships
on
fly,
in your cockpit.
fight, and survive.
I have a screenshot of that component list, so we'll look at that in a second.
Deal with it.
You can dramatically
There's the
change
180
your
flip.
loadout depending on your squadron's strategy.
So cool.
Finally got him.
This will be critical in Star Wars Squadrons multiplayer modes. First up, dogfights. This is an all-out 5v5 battle. Fine-tune your loadouts to work as a team.
Moving in on the enemy.
Utilize components like
Tractor beams, that's going to be
turrets,
interesting.
and mines to slow down your opponents or set up your squad mates for the kill.
Rebels unmarked.
For teams looking for an even greater challenge, it's time to prove yourself in Star Wars Squadron's signature mode, Fleet Battles. Fleet Battles are multi-stage conflicts. Whether playing solo or with friends,
cool.
you'll have the option to compete against other players or AI as a squadron of 5.
I think that'll be nice. You can practice against AI,
I got him for you.
so you can be able to
Your
test
team
out
the
theories
social
and
hub to
strategies, and obviously it won't be as good as
strategy,
PvP, but you don't have to try
coordinate
things out
loadouts, and prepare for
in live
takeoff.
combat.
First, push the front line by winning the dogfight in the center of the map. Next, attack or defend 2 medium-sized capital ships.
Those bombs.
We've lost our capital ships.
And finally, the ultimate goal. Target and destroy the subsystems of your opponent's massive flagship.
Let's go back in a
take it
second.
down.
Shields are disabled.
Shields are down, right? Okay. That's super cool because, so let's go back to it, see if we can get the picture of all the components.
Next, attack or defend 2 medium-sized capital ships.
We've lost our capital ships.
And finally, the ultimate goal. Target and destroy the subsystem.
Okay. So this is really cool. So I imagine as you're going and attacking, you're going to be able to, each component is going to provide different boosts or, capabilities of your flagship. So destroying the shield generators is going to make it easier to destroy, perhaps, getting hull damage or doing other things like that. Getting the targeting system means that they're not going to be able to hit as accurately. And, the power system will just power down the whole ship. So that might be one of the most important things to do is, going after the bottom. But, we'll see as it comes out. But these just kind of ideas, like, it's so cool. And in X-Wing Alliance, you were able to do that. I'm not sure in X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter. I was playing yesterday, and you can target those subsystems, but they didn't have a health percentage. So I'm not sure you can actually do that. But how cool would that be, be able to disable those things or focus on different systems. And each system provides a different buff or, you know, debuff for that flagship.
Take it down.
Shields are disabled.
At each phase, your squadron either pushes the line forward or falls back to defend.
Keep our flagship safe.
It's your squadron's choice of how to play.
I'm hit.
Speedy, unrelenting assaults.
This is like the fourth time I've watched it, and it's just still amazing.
Stealth and subversion.
Jamming the enemy. Sensors can't spot you.
Or brutal bombardment.
That ship is vulnerable. Take your shot.
We need to hurry.
A unified squadron is the key to victory.
Making my attack run now.
Let's make this count.
This is Star Wars Squadrons. Join the galaxy's finest and make your mark.
You are the hope of this galaxy.
Oh, I could watch that many times. So let's go back to that components list, because that seems like it's going to be really big. And let's see, here we go, components list, right? So it's really small, but there's just tons of variability, and that's going to be really cool to be able to customize your ship to be able, what do you want it to be. So if you want, you know, your fighter to be able to be a little bit more agile, maybe you can, you know, have lighter hull or different lasers. Or if you want your fighter to be more, you know, if you're doing the fleet battles and you want to be able to carry proton torpedoes or things like that, you can equip those and be able to, you know, maybe be a bit slower, but be able to pack more of a punch. And you can be able to customize your ship in, looks like in so many different ways. It's got to be fantastic. So I am just beyond excited for this game. It's just so amazing, and I keep seeing people talk about, like, this is the game we've always wanted. And as a flight simulator, yeah, this is the game. This is, you know, as a kid, I grew up reading a lot of the Legends books, you know, Jason, Jaina, the kids of Han and Leia and their adventures and those things. I always wanted to see that grow up and to be, you know, the future of Star Wars. Obviously that didn't happen, but with other things that, you know, that nostalgia and those other things that I grew up with those becoming a reality, that's just freaking awesome and amazing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is, anyways, if you guys like this video, subscribe for more content. I'll be doing a lot more fighting and flying X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. And as soon as I do the campaign mode through there, I'll just jump into X-Wing Alliance, getting something a little more modern. But I just kind of want to go through these older games in, you know, preparation. Obviously, this game's going to be a lot more modern, and, you know, those games probably won't even compare at all at this point. But there's going to be those little things like switching those resource management or the targeting, or just, you know, just the in general, the feel of Star Wars. I can't wait to get back into it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really enjoyed it. Hope you see you guys in the future. And remember, comment down below, like and subscribe. And remember, you're amazing. Don't you forget it. And have a great day. Bye, guys.